Welcome to House Common Blood, where strangers are family. Every episode may contain graphic content, such as copious amounts of blood, unnecessary cursing, death of all ages, infantile to immortal, fantasy drug use, nudity, and perhaps mentions of sex, and sound effects of various qualities. We cannot stress enough that this is mature content with adult themes. You have been warned. Have a shockingly good day.
Look over to Seer and say, well, I'm a little ticked off still. Maybe we can blow off some steam with these guys.
You know what? This kind of reminds me of what is that game? Now I remember. It's called Pool. Literally creates a smoke pool stick.
The bull from the center of the town get pushed back with each hit.
Corner pocket.
How does a follower of your god, how does the roars look?
Like a slight stream of air flowing around him, and it kind of smells like the ocean. Now it's everyone's hair is kind of doing it.
So as this thing is approaching, Atticus watches it climbs up, and it just has enough time just to kind of, as it rushes in, it looks up and there is a barrel of a gun right at its face, and he just fires off 2 quick shots.
Yeah, so again, Happy looks towards Mavet and probably just goes, "Are you sure?"
Do it. As they come up, they begin to scrape and skewer some of the people on the battlefield.
Is that I'm gonna tiptoe around Aluia, excuse me, so that I can chuck the thing I need to throw, the eye stalk of death, and catapult it to hit this dude.
I'm holding my spear. It disappears, and it comes out to the side here and goes for the gorilla's rib cage. And it's going to disappear again and come back to my hand.
So as Atticus is looking at his scope, he gets kind of more enraged and feels his animal nature taking over as he grows some fur, fangs lengthen, and he turns into a baboon.
Mass healing word plus alchemist savant. Basically, Seer will throw Rascal up into the air, and you just see Rascal just machine gun everybody with syringes.
I hate shots.
So the sword sweller puts the bottle to his mouth, swigs it around. You see his cheeks begin to bloat, and he holds out his hand like he's about to blow dust, and you see fire spew from his mouth as he uses a fire breath. It encompasses Mavet, goes towards the Duke. The Duke is emulating. His skin is melting. You are seeing bone. The ape, is missing all of its fur. You can see the pale skin and the bubbling of the fire.
I just want to get into this guy's brain for a moment. It's just wait, guys, I can help.
Gotta do introductions first. Slow it down. Grab the reins. Slap the horse's ass. Welcome to House Comblood. My name's Gray. I'm DM and host, and I'm here with Atticus.
Hey, I'm Atticus Billingsley. I do not condone with Gray slapping horses on the ass.
Funny. And I'm also here joined by Mavet.
Subhanallah, everyone. I am Mavet. I play a awesome barbarian druid tree dude.
Followed by Mega.
Hello, I am Mega, and I play Eddie, the Otter Boy Triton, and also Bastard class.
As well as Aluia.
Hello there. Aluia here. I play the cleric sorcerer that is a human.
And finally, Seer.
Hello! I am a person that's perpetually on fire, aka a fire genasi, that is an alchemist, and my name is Mill. Sorry.
There you go. All right, who the hell can tell me what happened last session?
An ape wouldn't die.
Yep, it's that.
He was fighting the Duke.
There's that.
Mew was eaten by a bull.
It happens.
Owl gorillas would not die.
Yeah, we covered that one.
Oh.
A flamethrower really took one for the team.
Yep.
And a few from the team, too.
Yep. Yeah, now that I think about it, there really isn't much to cover from last session, so fuck any inspiration. But good try, everybody. Oh, alright. Is everyone ready to get back into initiative? So, just to, tell the audience what's going on in the battlefield. We have a bull at the center of town. We have a lizard that can turn people to the into stone to the south, who recently had his cage open. And up to the north is two owl bears. One surrounded by Mavet, Aluya, and Rory. And another one really getting in a little too close to Atticus. Right now, we start off initiative with Eddie. Eddie, is your turn. You are not surprised by this creature, so you can, I believe the wording as you can choose to look away from the creature if you so desire.
Yeah, I think he'll just casually close his eyes.
All right. What do you do for your turn?
I think first Eddie is just going to shout out, "Hey, bros, if I don't come back, it's probably because I'm stoned."
That's fucking good. Been holding on to that one for 2 weeks.
Maybe. I mean, look, it's just a very easy way to communicate.
All right, what the fuck do you do, my man?
So, Eddie will just keep moving forward, and then as his bonus action, he's going to summon Eddie in a new location, specifically in the cage entrance.
Oh, you dickhead. Yes, you can do that. I don't like it, but you can do it.
And then he's going to cast Fog Cloud.
Okay.
We'll go with actually no. Sorry, I just remembered. I want to keep that. I need to keep that web up for a little longer. Nah, instead I'll just do a regular Eldritch Blast.
All right, shoot him, my man.
Which, just to remind the audience, my character has blind sight, so this will be a straight roll, even though Eddie has closed his eyes.
All right, let me have it.
All right, Eddie Blast number 1 for a 20 to hit.
Yes.
For 12 plus 12 force damage and 4 bludgeoning.
Okay, that'd be a 16. Got you. None of it's resisted, obviously. Force and bludgeoning.
And then second Eddie Blast.
Absolute hit.
6 to hit. Yeah. For 13 force.
Okay. Yeah, you already did a decent amount of damage to this poor little fucker. Animate this a little bit more for me. Like, absolute animal abuse in this fucking cage.
Yeah, Eddie just starts walking forward, and as he does so, I would like to think that that Smoky Eddie just suddenly detects it's like that it needs to be somewhere else, and then it just immediately appears in front of the cage and starts body blocking it. Mm-hmm. As Eddie finally gets closer range, senses the presence of both the Smoky Eddie as well as the creature, just just aims his finger. It's just there you are. And then as the smoke leaves his mouth, a 2 smoky blasts shoot themselves in the face of the creature. Almost like he just did 2 smoke puffs in its face, but more forceful.
Anything else on your turn, my man?
No, that was movement, actions, and bonus action. That'll be it for Eddie.
Awesome possum. Atticus, it's your turn. There's 8 right in front of you and is nearly dead.
Well, I think the kind thing would be to put it out of its misery.
Yeah, I got PETA on the phone. They're not too happy.
Good. I think I'll do these shots regular.
Okay.
Does a 30 hit?
Yeah! 30 fucking hits.
That's 12 damage.
Still up.
Does a 25 hit?
Yeah.
9 damage.
You were this close, my man. I'm gonna straight out tell you, motherfucker.
Oh, wait. I'm gonna add a d6 to that then.
Okay. Yeah. Do it. Come on.
6.
So lucky. I was hoping. Because the guy has 4 HP left. So, how do you kill him?
I think his first shot opens the thing up, and he's almost going to shoot it in the wrong place, but then he remembers more about how the last one died and decides to shoot it straight in the heart instead of the head.
Yeah, shot to the heart. All right. Anything else on your turn, my man?
I forget, this red square is that web?
Yep.
I'm going to move over here so I can see the bowl.
Anything else?
No.
Okay. Mavet, it's your turn. You just saw your ally get put into a bronze bowl, and you see like you see the bronze armor turning a white and red hot, and you see steam blowing from its nose. What do you do?
What I will do is use my movement. I'll move over here.
Okay. Do you have enough movement for that?
Yes, I do.
Did you make your dexterity save?
Oh, to enter it.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So let's put you back. Yep. Good man.
18. Did I save?
Yeah, that should save.
Well, you would have had advantage anyway, but yeah, you beat my DC.
It should. All right. All difficult terrain.
Right there. So what I will do next is I am going to cast... How is Monkey Boy next to Roy looking?
Very weak. If Aluya gets a good strike or if Rory gets a really good strike, the thing's gonna die.
Okay, then I will cast Chill Touch on him.
Okay. On to the creature.
Doesn't hit anyone. Yeah, the ape.
Yeah. And if memory serves me right, it's a ranged attack, so you do that at disadvantage anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And yeah, that will end my turn.
Aluya, Rory O'Boyle.
Let's just try and take care of this stupid monkey. Boop. And he'll go
Flanking.
in. Yeah. For a sword, I don't know how to do.
20 is a definite hit. Exactly the amount of HP it has with the 12 to hit.
Finally.
Describe the kill.
Rory looking a little annoyed by this damn thing. It's like he's just gonna finish him off. Looks to Aluya. He's ready. Takes out his sword and just slashes it across his chest and just flicks it off the blood right by him.
Anything else for Rory?
That's outside of the web range, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So Rory walks towards the center of town, stopping before the web.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it?
Yes.
Happy. All right, Atticus, what do they do?
Alright, I'm going to try to get this thing to spit up Seer, so I'm going to use the spikes.
I'm trying to see. Yeah, you can angle it without hurting.
Yeah, I don't care about this building, so I can take out that one building.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, it can be angled without hitting Rascal, Mavet, or Rory. So do the damage.
28.
Yep, 28 damage. Flavor it up for me.
So I guess the spikes are going to kind of like come out of the ground and strike at the thing's feet. Just trying to get it to distracted.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, like spikes just like jut out of its shoes, or its metallic boots, I should say. That's it. All the apes are dead. Take them off initiative. The minion is no more, or the slime minion. Seer, let's talk about you for a second. Let's get everyone else. Yeah, let's get everyone else in here too. All right. So just as a reminder, each square is 1 foot. So if you want, you can take a total dash action and move about 60 feet. An easy way of just doing a quick calculation. So you're inside of this maze. It seems damn near endless. Everything is made out of bronze and metal, and you can feel the steam in the air as your shoes begin to melt on the ground.
Joke's on you. I'm made of fire.
Damn right.
But also, if I'm really worried, I could pull out my alchemist jug and try to help alleviate it a bit more by pouring about, I would say, throughout the entire time, maybe 12 gallons worth of salt water.
Because that's so specific, yeah, I'll allow it. I'll give you something for that.
But for now, if I am in a cramped area,
Yeah.
I will move forward about this far, so that's 8 feet.
It seems like a dead end for the first hallway.
That's okay, because I'm following a specific rule,
Yep.
and that is always following the left-hand side for the entire time.
Okay.
Because even if I'm stuck here, eventually I'll get out.
Okay.
So go here. That's 10.
There you go.
Unless the maze changes as you goes.
Oh, I'd be so mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll move forward here. If that's not a dead end.
You see a T corridor,
Okay, let me make sure I'm doing my math right. Yeah, that's 14. So that's 2 down.
and it goes all the way down both ways. Hang on. There we go.
Not a problem. Going left. As Seer's kind of running through these hallways, they're not too panicked. They just like, it's hot, but it's just like really brings them back to, well, when they were close to the boiling lake of their old home. So it's like, yeah, that makes sense. Follow procedure. Don't go into the lake. Don't dive into the lake. Just don't even think about the lake. The only difference with the lake, though, was that instead of boiling hot water, it was cold water. All right, I'm going down.
So you go down, and you do see that the first corridor has like a bend to it.
Okay, and then I go down.
Yep, and it's a dead end.
Cool, saves me time. So then I move back to. So let me first get rid of that map, and then I move down for. Then I move down to, unless this is a dead end.
You move down to. Go right ahead, and you see another corridor open with 2 different paths again.
All right, let me do some math. All right, I go to here.
All right. You see that with the first corridor, it has a bend to it.
Okay, heading to the second corridor first.
The second corridor also has a bend to it.
Okay, and that's 2. I'm just making sure I'm keeping track of tiles. All right, so that is 2 up.
It keeps going on, and it has a bend to it.
Okay, 2 more.
Another bend.
Oh my god, so many 2. 2 more as they just kind of crawl through, following the path as much as they can.
Another bend.
Running out of cubes. All right, and then I'm imagining Seer just sees this really long corridor as well.
Yep, and another bend.
All right, I only have 8 more movements, so once I go here, I'm out.
Okay. Once you get over there, you see another T intersection. Just to clarify, do you do anything? Like, did you use your action dash?
Yeah, since I only have a movement of 60. Let me see if I can make myself go faster.
Can you?
Let's see. No.
All right. And I imagine like this entire time we had like Resident Evil shots, like from the OG like first game, where it's at fixed perspectives as you're running down the corridor. And as you get to this T intersection, we see the camera zoom out and like the steam fog the camera lens until we get back to the original district. Seer, I need you to make me a DC 17 Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Yep. Don't worry, it's nothing nasty, unfortunately enough. Alright. Just for shits and gigs, show you the furnace. At the start of the creature's turn within the bronze bowl, take 1d4 fire damage plus fire damage taken to the bronze bowl. But since no one's attacked the bowl whatsoever with fire damage, you're fine. Just roll 1d4 and take half of it. You take 2 fire damage. You probably resist it.
Oh, this feels nice in here. Maybe I should take a bath in here.
We cut to a spa scene with Seer. Alright. That's end of Seer's turn. We move on to the Zirconian Lizard. I think he might do that. He's going to attack Eddie, see if he does anything, then move up and try to attack Eddie. That isn't confusing enough. Alright. He's going to try to attack Echo Knight Eddie. 23 to hit. I assume that's a hit.
Yep, 23 destroys Eddie.
Yeah.
Smoky Eddie.
Yes. Alright, Mega, roll up a new character. Get your fucking token out of my way. Takes a 5-foot step forward. He has like you guys seen like a pit bull walk, right? Like the paws in forward and shit. That's kind of how this thing walks. It has very broad shoulders. It just does a pit bull walk out of its cage. It looks at Eddie, and it's furious that's not looking at him. So he tries to rend Eddie, but I don't think I'll get as much luck as...
Witness me!
Damn! Okay, just clarify. Yes, that is an awesome reference. First attack was a natural 18. Second one was a natural 17. This fucker just rolled super goddamn high.
Well, luckily it's not high enough, as I finally get to cast Shield.
Yeah, I honestly deserve it after all this time. All right, flavor this up for me. We see, let me start off. The Zirconian Lizard, like fucking, I imagine like stands on its hind legs and just brings both of its claws down, and like smoke gets into its claws and paws as it hits the ground. There's like spider web fissures as its clawed hands hits the ground. It does a pit bull walkout. What happens when it tries to attack Eddie?
Yeah, it tries to attack, and like, funny enough, even though like the smoke disperses, it's like as it tries to go for an attack at Eddie, the smoke kind of like starts to move once again and like recollect specifically like around the claws of the creature, and as it like tries to like bear down on Eddie, the smoke actually like stops it in its tracks and then like pushes it back off of him.
All right. That's it for the creature. We move on to Luya. Luya, it is your turn. Your friend's inside that bronze bowl, and it looks pretty nasty.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna cast lightning bolt. Is that what it is?
That works out for me.
Well, here we go. Yeah, lightning bolt. It's a DC 15 dexterity.
Okay. 12. Jesus.
Well, that's a fail.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that. Holy shit.
Well, it would have been at disadvantage, but
yeah, thank you. Can't fail any more than it has. Yeah, it takes the full damage. Animate this for me.
Oh, for realsies? Yeah, baby.
Yeah?
Alright. So, Aluya's seeing all this shit going down. She's still annoyed about Velma. She's really annoyed now that Seer's in danger. So, she's just going to kind of focus her energy, and her whole body is just going to spark with electricity. And she's just going to kind of smack her spear against her shield. And this streak of lightning is just going to burst out and head straight for the bull and just explode upon him.
Damn. All right. Anything else on your turn?
And that is it for Aluya.
Okay. It's the bronze bull's turn. He is nearly dead. Fuck me. All my enemies are nearly dead. What's something substantial that he can do? No other enemy is... No, that's, fuck the familiar. Seer just had to give me a middle finger, huh? Let's see.
Hey, I'm made of fire. It likes putting people on fire. I think we're made for each other.
Okay.
I'd love to get their number.
Okay. So, this is what happens. Tries to attack a good old Mavet. Mavet, you are outside of Rory's roar protection, so you don't benefit from the AC. I don't think you have any like benefits to your AC besides your standard armor class. So he's going in for the attack. Are you fucking kidding me? Natural 1.
Nice. I think that means he misses.
Yeah, he fucking misses. All right. Yeah, that's it. Eddie, it's your turn. What the fuck are you gonna do?
yeah, I guess since we're treating that just as well, since Mavet was able to squeeze in a similar space, because just in case it happens again, Eddie's just going to squeeze a bit between the creature and the building next to him, just look back over, just little guy, get back in the cage. And I'm going to make 2 Eddie blasts at it, assuming they hit. With a 20 to hit.
20 hits.
For 7 force and 4 bludgeoning. Gonna push it back in the cage.
And that'd be 11, right? None of it's resisted.
And second Eddie blast, 12 misses, I bet.
Yeah.
And then bonus action, we're just going to, the smoke from around the creature just starts to build up again, and Eddie appears back in the entrance of the cage.
Who had known Eddie would be such a fucking tank? Jesus. And I assume, that sounds about like all your actions for the turn.
Yep.
All right. Atticus, it's your turn. What do you want to take care of?
Alright, I'm going to... Alright, I will attack the bull.
Okay.
I'm gonna do
I call
sharpshooter.
bullshit. Absolute bullshit. But go on.
And I'll do a sharpshooter on these.
Yes, sir.
I'm assuming a 10 doesn't hit.
Guys, unless I forgot, they're restrained.
Oh, did I forget to do that? Yeah, it sounds about right. It sounds up to par for me. So yeah, roll with advantage.
Alright, does a 14 hit then?
Yep. 14 does not. Oh, yeah, 14 is exactly a hit.
Alright, for 17. So that was 17 plus 5, so 22.
22.
And then my second.
One more good hit like that, and it's going down.
All right.
16 is a hit.
It'll be 11.
Yeah, fucking Chris, I keep forgetting about your shit. Yeah, no, that's a complete miss, my man. You do have Bless, though.
Yes.
Still.
18.
Not enough.
Yeah.
One short.
Yep, one short. 14. All right. Took the gamble, and it didn't pay off. Anything else on your turn?
Yeah, I'm going to move over here to try to get an eyesight on what Eddie's going through.
Okay. Animate this all for me, then I want Eddie to, tell me what Atticus sees after you're done explaining Atticus.
So Atticus just lines up a shot, hits the bull, but I think after his first shot, he kind of starts wondering where Eddie is and starts running, and while he's running, he takes a second shot, so it's not as accurate.
Yeah, we hear that, high-pitched ping ricochet. Mega, what does Atticus see through his scope?
Eddie's just chilling with his back up against the wall of one of the buildings, and Smokey Eddie is puppy dogging the cage.
I see that so fucking clearly in my head.
I feel like it's always that you can't even see because of Smokey Eddie, so it just looks like regular Eddie is just chilling back there.
All right. Anything else on your turn, Atticus?
No, that'll be it.
All right, Mavet. This creature, he's gone through the ringer. You just need some good hits and you're good.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. You began your turn in the web. You do need to make the dex save again.
Perfect. So, just gonna try the same whole wing ding again.
I don't appreciate wing dings.
I'm going to cast Chill Touch on the bull.
Disadvantage within 5 feet, I believe.
It's a straight roll.
Straight roll. Yep. 12 is not a hit, my man.
And then I will use my movement to get... Is that a well?
Yeah. Fountain at the start, or at the, center of town.
Okay. Can I see how deep it is? Can I stand up in it, or is it a truly well?
It's 3 feet. Up to your ankle, or a little past your ankles.
Okay, I'll jump in it.
Okay. Adorable.
And that will end my turn.
Okay. Rory, what's going on, my lad?
Oh,
shishai.
Just because I wanted to see what this looked like. He's got a thing called Spirit Guardians. Is he close enough to the bull for this thing?
Actually, I have to read up Spirit Guardians, but I would assume so. Let me see.
Spirit Guardians reaches out to 15 feet.
There we go. Oh, good, my lass.
Then I will have him cast Spirit Guardians. What do his little thingies look like?
Oh, well, it depends. It's usually symbols. A lot of the symbolism behind his spells actually relates to your god.
Yeah, but if he's neutral or good, it looks one way, but if he's bad, it'll look another.
Oh, there you go. You got me with that. Yeah. I think it remind me of the specific bird for your god.
It's an albatross.
Albatross. There we go. Yeah, it's an albatross with black feathers, and it looks like a thunderstorm, and we see it with dark red eyes and crackling red lightning.
Julia looks at him. You son of a bitch.
All right, no, that's good. I like that. The inspiration. Give yourself inspiration. That was good.
Also, guys, can we just appreciate for the moment the fact that, even if the bull, somehow, breaks through the web, it might only be able to move, 1, maybe 2 squares.
Yeah, it's fucked. It's completely and utterly fucked. I've been super happy with how you guys have been handling this.
And he will cast that at... well, then, yeah, jack that baby up. Make him use a spell slot.
Okay. I actually wrote down a note for myself in his bio, and it just made me crack up and smile. Rory always spends a 3rd level spell slot to cast, let me actually make sure that's proper. Yeah, there we go.
He always uses a 3rd level spell slot to cast Lesser Restoration.
No,
because he's constantly wrestling with syphilis.
Yeah. No, I have a note written down, but for the wrong spell slot level. But it's Rorio spends a 4th level spell slot to cast Death Ward on himself.
Nah, son, not today. I got your number, Rory.
Yeah.
And I'm a-calling.
Yeah. Okay, so you want a 5th level spell slot, go right ahead. All right.
No.
I took away his spell slot, 5th level.
Okay.
All right. 1d8, so that'd be a 5d8. Okay, and it has to make a wisdom save. Yeah, so it has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
And yes, it does necrotic damage if it hits.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I read that part. That was important for me.
Yeah. Lucky fucking duck. I'm just so happy that you really experimented with the spells. 15. Yeah, 16 DC. I need to write that down somewhere. But yes, he fails.
Was 5 d8s?
Yes, it was 5d8s.
So I'm just going to do it from roll 20.
How do you kill it?
Oh, that bastard. I'd like to think that having revealed his true self, he kind of looks over at Aluya with a smirk, and the wind around him just feels colder now and ominous, and he just kind of, with a flick of his fingers, the black albatross now becomes larger, and just from the sky above comes down like he's gonna eat the bull and just disappears, and you see all this dark energy around the bull.
Yeah, and I want to imagine like the bronze metal begins to corrode and rust from the attack. And we hear the clinking of gears as we see it begin to jitter and jut before taking a knee and just slowly tilting, falling like a statue and hitting the ground. And its chest opens up, but Seer is still not there. Anything else for Rory's turn?
No, he can walk off a short pier, but that's about it.
Mavet.
Happy.
Yes, it is Happy's turn. What does he do?
He will give Slime Shield to Eddie.
Okay, that's +5.
The Eddie blocking the door, if that's possible.
Yeah?
I'm not actually sure if it is possible, because I don't remember if the feature said creature.
It just says +5 to target. Let me double check that. I believe I said target. Slime Shield, just to an ally. It depends. Is our good Eddie an ally? No. Oh! I'll consider it. Roll cool. That seems pretty cool. So yeah, if you want to put it on Echo Knight Eddie, like flavor it up for me, Mavet.
So I think this would probably be the best way to do it. So since Eddie is made out of smoke, his smoke begins to bubble a little bit and seems to just get thicker, like thick water.
Ooh, like a slime, like thick water.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll
Eddie's
go with
so
him.
thick.
All right, moving on to Seer. All right, Seer. Let's see if you can get out of the maze.
Meanwhile, 1,000 miles away.
Yep. Inside of this bronze maze. It's all you, my man, my woman, them.
Ah,
How you doing?
I'm okay. Don't worry, I've been called part of the boys due to me hanging out with a lot of the guys in my groups.
I just have a habit of saying guys.
I know, it's okay. I'll just be like...
Ladies and gentle thems.
Gentle thems. All right. To the north is a bend. To the south is a dead end.
I moved 6. Sorry, my throat's dying. There's that. All right, and then that one's 4.
Yep. Go to T intersection. There's a bend on both ends.
Both ends.
Yep. One's a T intersection to the north. To the south is just a bend in the corridor.
You know what? Mazes are always just a lesson that no matter how straight something seems, it bends somewhere.
I will always keep taking the left until it says otherwise.
All right. You see dead end to your left and a bend to your right.
All right, that'll be 4.
All right. Another bend as you go to the right.
Kill.
All right. Another bend.
Kill.
Another bend.
Kill.
And as you get to the corner of this maze and you look before you, you see a bright light of a torch because it's a fucking dead end.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, so you go through all these bends, bam, dead end.
All right, then I'm going to take 12 to go back here.
That's a dead end at the very end.
And 10, so I can go back to here.
Yep, there's a bend to the very, to the deep south. Just like the actual deep south. All right.
I'll be
I
8.
refer to you my previous comment.
There you go. There's a bend.
All right, let's see. 2.
Yep, and we see like Seer as there's just all these corners.
Another one. Down I go.
Yep, I'll just tell you when there's a dead end.
Okay.
Yeah.
10.
Mm-hmm.
I went too far.
Yeah, a little too far.
All right, have 8 more steps.
Almost.
That's 6.
Keep her going.
4.
And you see a T intersection.
My turn will end there.
All right. And as you get to like animate this entire sequence for me.
Well, let me ask this too. Am I like standing up in this tunnel thing, or am I like squatting down?
You are standing up.
Honestly, Seer, even though like things are getting hot in here, they're not having issues. They're kind of putting their hands against the wall as they kind of keep following the left. Not trying to lose hope, not trying to lose any fears of what's going on, because they're just going to keep going.
Okay.
It's better to keep a cool head. So eventually they'll reach this T corner and look both sides down, trying to determine which is the best route.
And we see another like top-down shot, like 45-degree angle in the hallway as Seer gets to this corridor at the tier intersection, and we see as she reaches this corridor that there is a staircase. Oh, so close.
I'm cool with it.
All right.
And of course, on the other side is a clown.
Yep. And again, the steam hazes up the camera, and we're back to our boys and girl.
Ah.
It's the lizard's turn. And they're gonna try to rent Echo Knight Eddie. Fucking bullshit. 11 is definitely not a hit. Second one. 10 is definitely not a fucking hit. Son of a...
You know what? You made the dog sounds earlier, so I'm just imagining just like making whimpering sounds as it's like pawing at slimy, smoky Eddie.
Yeah, there you go. That's the end of its fucking turn. Aluya, your friend's still not outside of the bowl.
Okay. I'm going to just move away from Rory, but I'm not going to have my back turned towards him. I'm just going to back up from him.
He sees you backing up and just smiles. It's like legitimately wolf in sheep's clothing incarnate.
I will hold my action if he tries to attack one of us.
Now, you can still see him gripping a sword, and you both give each other a knowing stare. He hasn't attacked the party yet.
Yeah. We're hanging on by yet right now.
Did you make a dexterity save when you went into the web?
No, but I'm about to right now.
I mean, like, maybe before you commit to that location, it might not be the worst idea to turn on the aura for Rory.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And make it visible.
You talking about a Spirit Guardians?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was tempted. Yeah, I was tempted to, but we're getting so close to the end.
You know what? I'm going
I
to use my action to back up further then.
Yeah, hang on. I see where Mega's going with this, and no, I did not consider that, and I'm fully down for it. Hang on. Oh, back up.
Bam.
We need to go through a lot of things. Here. Yeah, I'll use this. Old but gold.
Also, I just want to throw this out there, guys. Y'all remember we were all arrested, right? For crimes?
Yeah.
I've been thinking the same exact thing.
Yeah. Okay. And I assumed it was right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. All right. So, what about your, did you make your dexterity save when you went into the web? Let's see it.
I'm going to, if I fail, I'm just going to use my ring to pass.
Awesome.
That works.
How much damage was that again? 5d8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm going to move for the next half of my action.
Okay.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I'm only asking, though, because I think she technically is in a qualifying square for Spirit Guardians.
Yeah, like at the start, like when this was casted, like during her entire turn, you are absolutely correct. Now here's the thing. Luya.
Yeah.
You see, like, the entire time, from when he casted the spell to when you tried to, like, make your way out of it, that much like the coiling and writhing of snakes, that this red electricity just kept touching you, just kept wrapping around you, but it just never hurt you. Like it's patient, much like a wolf looking at a sheep.
Yeah, that I can only move so far, so I
use move so far away from your ally.
I can only go 40 feet with my dash, so that's it. That's as far as I can go. Mavet, I believe in you.
How much HP do you have again?
All of it.
Okay. Yeah, that's why. Okay. Keep walking.
I don't think I can, right?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, are you good? Anything else on your turn?
No. I used my action, I used my movement. Well, no, wait. If I use my action to dash, I can move more, right?
Yeah.
Let's do that. So wait, I moved 20 for my regular movement, so I have 20 more feet, right, to go? Is that correct?
If that's your current movement, yes. Yeah, there is, like, I love the picture that there's a dead bull in between you and Rory, and it is almost picturesque to me. Just, like, having an overhead shot of the wind blowing Aluya's hair, and, like, a storm, like, in between you guys, with crackling lightning.
Am I allowed to free action speak to the party?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna shout, "Do not trust this man! Take him out if you can!"
Now, is this one of your character judgment, like with Velma?
Listen, man, don't start with me. Just believe my words and just take care of him.
And I think Rory just yells back, "I've done nothing wrong! I've taken down the bull!"
I see through your lies.
Just narrows his eyes.
But it's entirely accurate that he killed the bull.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else, Aluya?
That be it for me.
Eddie, it's your turn. You hear the proclamation. You see the lizard in front of you. Just give it 2 good hits, man, and it's good. End my suffering.
It's like sorry, little dude, but Eddie doesn't seem to like you. As Eddie fires 2 more Eddie blasts.
There you go.
14
is not a hit. 1 shy.
Nah.
14 is not a hit for either one of those. God damn it, man.
You know what? I have an action surge. I'll just go ahead and use it.
Fuck it. There you go.
There we go. 15.
Do the fucking damage. 14, 15. God damn it.
8 force and 4 bludgeoning.
Okay, that'd be 12. Go. Anything else on your turn?
And 12 misses.
God damn it.
I mean, look, you assigned the AC to this creature.
4 shots! 4 fucking shots!
Actually, you know what? Even though it's a complete waste, well, not a complete waste.
Time is valuable.
I'm using Favored by the Gods to add 6 to the attack roll.
Thank you. Do the fucking damage, kill the creature.
I'll laugh if it still survives.
Fair not.
8 force.
Exactly the amount you need. Describe the kill.
All right. As Eddie had stated that Smokey Eddie doesn't really like it very much. Like Smokey Eddie suddenly just blazes out like 4 different smoke balls around it, and and the creature inside the cage is like desperately like looking for any corner to like avoid the smoke. And sure enough, the first 2 miss, but then the other 2 take advantage of a particular positioning that the creature had put itself in at a corner of the cage, and then blast 1, and then a snipe shot blasted into its mouth. No, sorry, not its mouth, in its eyes.
There you go.
Because it knows it values the eyes the most.
Damn. All right. Eddie, you can still do things, but unless anyone wants to continue combat, we're out of it. It depends on Aluya. Aluya, are you going to be doing anything?
Well, hold on. At the very least, I'll do things this way in case the battle does continue. I have a free bonus action, so Eddie's just going to pull out his vape pen and have a smoke break.
Okay.
For 9 hit points.
There you go.
And he'll open his eyes let's go see how all our other buds are doing.
Yeah.
And I'll go ahead and move, but basically he's moving back northward to see what everybody's yelling about.
Okay. just to see how things turn out, I'm just gonna keep things in initiative. Does not mean that, there's still combat. All the hostile enemies are dead. It just depends what you guys do. Move on to Atticus. Atticus, do you do anything threatening or violent?
I think mostly Atticus is gonna jump to this rooftop and line up a shot on him just in case stuff goes off.
My bet.
And he'll hold his action.
Yep.
I'm just gonna sit in the well and soak up some water.
Okay. It's Rory's turn. He just sees Aluya slandering him and Atticus lining up a shot, and I think he sinks his sword into the ground, puts up his hands much like a gladiator talking to the Emperor, and just goes, "What's the meaning of this? I've done no wrong."
Well, you did try to hide the ring from us when you first found it.
Your beard is corrupted. Your heart is dark.
Just looking around. You're all criminals as well. How could I trust you with such power?
I knew it from the start.
Done nothing wrong.
You are not right.
Bros, you're being really judgmental.
I've done nothing but help you all.
Keep your distance from him.
Again, you have done stuff that didn't help us by, hiding the ring and stuff like that.
Pretty down on the list compared to all the murders I've seen you guys do.
Yes, but I know why I committed my murders.
Mega.
Oh, wait, that's right. Before I forget, Eddie? Looks over to Eddie, and then, Eddie nods and, fires an Eddie blast at the body of the Duke.
Oh, shit. Yeah. And it disintegrates into ash. And it's right next to, Rory, so it looks extremely threatening.
Sorry, bud. Didn't want that one coming back.
Looks to the side. He didn't flinch.
Clearly you stayed with that group for a reason. Now we know why.
To contain them.
Right. To contain or to join in on your quote-unquote fun.
I find no fun in the suffering of others.
You lie.
You do an insight check.
Can I do one too?
Sure. Yeah. Everyone. Yeah. Hang on. Before we start rolling, I'm not looking at the screen. Don't know what the fuck you rolled.
Yeah. Let's check out Seer.
Yeah.
Who's still in a maze.
Yeah. I seen the peripheral of the chat fucking moving, but just to avoid looking at it, does anyone else want to do an insight check onto Rory? If so, we can do a group check. Because I'm not going to have, multiple people succeed or multiple people fail and just go, well, I'm going to try it too.
Well, I'm definitely going to do it because I don't trust him.
Okay, going once, going twice, 3 times.
I rolled mine already, so.
Yep. All right, we got those two.
Eddie's not rolling because he's too chill.
Make your roll, Atticus. All right.
19.
Mostly honest. It seems like he, just to go in depth and just to tell you, Atticus, he doesn't enjoy the suffering of most people, but you see that fire in his eyes, that need for revenge, that he really wants one person to suffer.
Is it safe to assume that I can sense that it's directed to a particular someone close by?
Hallelujah.
That one's gonna be a hard one. I don't even know what the fuck to make you check for that. Because I don't want that to roll over. Because that's super specific.
You don't need to do an extra roll. If he's kind of staring off in a direction, that might answer that he's not staring at anyone in particular. But if he's staring at one of the party members, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm still going to have another check. Make me a history check. And this, the reasoning I have for this is just for you to remember, any, hints they might have given away during, the entire time he's been with you guys.
History is my best skill.
Oh, I bet. Damn.
Still
With the 18?
That is a natural 19.
You recall that while he was talking with Aluya, and I'm assuming shared knowledge here, not to do mental gymnastics and bullshit here, but you recall when he was talking to Aluya that he lost his child, and that he went to prison, or went onto the boat for murdering someone over it. And that kind of vengeance, that kind of need to see someone suffer, burning so brightly to you, I'm gonna say with your insight check still rolling, that seems like a bold-faced lie he told Aluya. Like, straight out, you don't think he caught the culprit. But you do recall how close he tries to get with Aluya.
Not interested, Rory. Sorry.
Aluya, do you know this man's family at all?
I do not know him, no.
Yeah, but just from that question alone, Aluya, you just have the smell of burning flesh go into your nose. And just like, perhaps like your heart races a little bit.
If this man is here for me, he does not have his information correct.
Just narrows his eyes. What does the party do?
Start looking around for Seer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, again, we might want to peer back into the labyrinth real quick.
No, Seer, you can animate like scene entrance and how you get out of the bowl.
Literally, it just sounds like grumbling as Seer walks slowly out of from the hole, like being like really irritated.
Is the web still up, Eddie?
Oh yeah, I guess now that I'm thinking about it, just like walking out, seeing that the bowl is dead, it's like, great, I can finally relax. And then like drops the web.
Eventually, Seer will pop out from the top of the entrance, like brushing her shoulders off and just like patting herself off from like all the wetness.
Yeah, hang on. Since it's on its side, you have to do like a little doggy crawl out of the bowl. And I feel as soon as you come out, it's facing towards Rory, and Rory offers you an open hand as you're doing like a crawl.
Did he drop Spirit Guardians?
Oh, that's gonna hurt. Oh god, it's gonna hurt if I step out of the bowl.
Yeah, like I think during this entire conversation, we hear like rumbling in the clouds, and we hear like the rattling of the bowl. And at that moment, I think Rory snaps his fingers. The clouds dissipate. We see Seer on a dog crawl, and Rory offer you an open hand to get up.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Here, step away from him.
Do you grab his hand?
I mean, that's what makes it sad. It's basically, it's like, it's gonna be this awkward moment of like, I mean, I do need to get out of this hole. I have an idea, because the big thing is like, I don't want to metagame and be like, stop. Because like, it's just instinctually I pop out and like take the hand.
Yeah, and you raise up, and he gives you a smile, and probably just says to you, I was worried about you. I'm thankful you got out. That's it. There's no like
a kiss.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not like exploiting a moment of weakness. He doesn't stab her or anything. It just helps you get up.
He might notice that her hand, she's dressed up like kind of looking like a Louie's sister, but also like he would feel like an incredibly hot hand. Not like hot where it burned. It's just really like, oh, that'd be unsettling.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm fairly certain he knows your secret. Everyone on the boat knows your secret.
Oh, I know he would know. It's just like this is the first time he actually interacted with Seer physically.
Yeah, and I think he might just say to you, if you would, I would like your help. And he just tilts his head towards the party. We seem to be having an issue. And we hear Aluya shout out her warning.
Kind of just like looking around, not understanding what's going on, go like looking for other threats besides what's going on. And then Seer will just be like, I wouldn't mind knowing what's going on. But the thing is that it's got out of a hellhole. So would people mind filling me in of what just happened?
Oh, good. The little bro's out. And then, like, Smokey Eddie just, like, puts another blast, but specifically on the bowl. Sorry, buds. Again, don't want that one coming back.
It seems like our friend Rory might want to kill Aluya.
I said no such thing.
Did you?
Just see is like, yeah, I was gonna say, like, he purses his lips at that.
Here's the thing. I don't know everyone's background. I do hold some companions higher, but I also am someone that's reasonable, mainly because of one factor. Well, we were all prisoners, and we all have backstories of some sort. So usually, to make friends with people, honesty is one of the best ways. And I only say that it's just because, well, looking to Rory specifically, if there is a reason, we don't want to have bloodshed for either side, since you did just help, as well as brought assistance where if you really wanted us to die, you would have left us to die. So, if you do want to hurt my companion, the question is why.
I think he dips his head down, like his hair covering his eyes. And I think he just says to you with like a shadow, like downcast on his face, did she ever tell you why she's on the ship? Did she tell any of you why she's on the ship?
No, because I never asked.
His eyes are just a little deranged. Pupils shrunk.
But you kind of see Seer looking at him dead on, like, literally just kind of like stone face, kind of being like, no. So answering honesty right away as he says that.
Looks towards Aluya. Tell them, why are you on the ship?
I do not belong on the ship.
Why
Never
are you
did.
on the ship?
I did not do that to them.
What didn't you do?
I just found them. That was it. Because I'm such a fuck up, they blamed it on me. And what could I have done? I would never do such a thing.
My daughter was in there. My fucking daughter was in there. And you mean to tell me you didn't do it? You mean to tell me I've been chasing a loose thread, a dead end? And his head begins to shake.
I want the answers too, but I did not do that.
Hatred is a powerful thing, isn't it?
Yeah. I feel like Seer's flame, like hair, even with the disguise, feels like a little bit of like red static around it. Like a little bit of static around like Rory's hand. And I think, Aluya, don't tell the party which one, but I want you to make a straight charisma roll. And if you're proficient with either persuasion or deception, I want you to add your proficiency bonus. Just make a straight charisma roll.
Do I get like advantage? Because I know my backstory. At 14.
That's all you get. I'm gonna make a roll in secret. Damn. I think he looks at you. Just to clarify, no one could see my roll. Yeah, I did. That was the perfect GM roll. Good.
From your reaction, though, I assumed it was a 10.
So I think what happens is he stares at Aluya. His mouth goes agape. And how convincing is this, Aluya? Like go in detail how Aluya looks, her mannerisms. Like, tell me, paint the scene.
She honestly looks distraught over the situation, not defensive, like she's trying to hide something. She's sincere about what she's saying, and you can see it in her body language and her tone.
Yeah, and I think Rory, with his mouth agape, just goes, "No, you did it. I know you did. I know you. And he just raises his sword and slashes it down. And for a second, Seer, like you see the glint of the sword, and for a moment, your heart skips a beat, but the blade doesn't go towards you. It goes towards one of the sword swallowers on the ground. And we see like the electricity just crispifying this corpse. We see like steam from flesh dehydrating and becoming dried as it begins to char and turn black from each slice. I know she did it! I know she did it! And she keeps slashing down at it. After 4 or 5 of them, his entire chest is heaving. I know she did it. I know she did it.
Aluya's gonna pipe up. She's gonna go closer.
Why? I went through so much. I didn't even do anything. I had to bribe people. I went through so much to find you.
Let us get out of here together. And then when we are truly safe, you can ask me what you need to. I will ask you information as well, because I want answers too.
I think he like slumps into like his like no like just full chin onto your shoulder, and he just begins to cry and sob. I didn't kill anybody. I didn't do anything. I went through hell just to find you. It was a fucking goose chase.
I'll just, if he allows it, embrace him.
Yeah, and you begin to hug him. And I think we fade to black on this. And the party can tell me where they're long resting.
Oh, sweet Jesus, finally.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. Nita, do you have a D6?
I have the inspiration.
Like, I know regular inspiration, but like a D6.
No.
Give yourself a D6 as well, because I'm giving you everything I can, because that was really good.
Sorry.
That was regular inspiration for like figuring out like his identity. Atticus with a fucking good roll and good like back and forth. But yeah, he is just crying into your shoulder. We fade to black. Where, like, I want to ask the party, where are you guys resting at? Like, what district? Like, where specifically are you guys resting?
I think at the very least, Eddie would propose the idea of Red District, if for no other reason than Eddie believes that Rory might need some drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest Red District too.
I was gonna say Red District because we got good with Velma. So find a spot. Also, I'm dragging a corpse.
Yeah. Just so everyone knows, he rolled all added together. Like he had a 12 insight. It was by the skin of his teeth, and Aluya was being persuasive, not deceptive. Okay. Just to put it out there, since Aluya is here, I need to stress, Aluya, how much danger you're in all those combats. Because if you would have went down once, Rory would have been on you.
Just execute you right there.
Yes, that was my main intentions with Rory during most of those combats. I would have taken control from you.
Well, it didn't happen. So, you.
I was waiting for it. All those combats, I was waiting, just like, God damn, if she just goes down once, I have this in the bag. Yeah. Okay. So everyone agreed on the Red District?
I believe so.
Yeah, but I won't be anywhere near Velma's orphanage. I'm just gonna.
Yeah. Hey, dearie. All right. So yeah, you guys are in the Red District. I like anywhere in particular. You guys at the dance club, a smoke den. Like, what's your preference? I want to see the scene here.
Probably, I don't know.
Hookah bar.
Hookah bar.
There we go.
Hookah bar.
bar.
There, okay.
Yeah. So you guys are at the hookah bar. We see like a thin veil of smoke. Let me ask what everyone's doing during their long rest, because I'm just a little curious. Like, how does this look? We're not going to worry about watches. Just how does like everyone look during their long rest?
Seer is busy as fuck.
Doing
2 things. 1, trying to build the what is it? Let me look. Either the Daunt of Knowledge or, and this is what makes Seer kind of feel bad, it's like it might be a time of need, attempting to make corpse brew.
Okay. How much of that? Oh, fuck.
Yeah, why do you think people said, I kept telling people I'm dragging a corpse?
Yeah, you're dragging a corpse. And keep in mind, as it's in the Red District, like, let's focus on Seer for a second. Like, describe your process. We see the corpse, it's cut open, fill us in. And give us a little bit of backstory behind this, because we hear corpse brew a lot, but we never really went on about our little mini adventure before we started recording.
So, corpse brew is a special, I would say, brew that is made usually for undead creatures. And it is usually an alcoholic brew for undead, since it doesn't really affect them. But for other people that are not of undead nature, have an effect on them. And there are multiple ways of brewing it. One is basically letting it sit there for 3 days as it ferments. The other one is basically getting a lot of beetles and flora of an area to create the thing with the help of, like, necrotic magic. And the last effect way to get it is by grinding up a dead body organ from a large creature. Now, technically, a human is a pretty large creature compared to other creatures I could have found. So, basically leave it in a mortar and pedestal, grinding it up with some herbs I could find in the area, and then leaving it in a bottle for a week till it brews.
Yeah, and like as you put it in there, like we see like smoke like flesh begin to form and the body begin to move and basically have spasms as it develops into a imperfect smoke genasi. But it's a mix. There's smoke coming out of the mouth, the ears, and the nose, and Hetty gives a nod of acknowledgement.
Steer's not happy with having to do this, but after seeing Atticus' success in escaping the binds, they think they might be able to figure a way out of the binds as well.
Ooh, do tell.
So, the potion had the potential to change someone. In Seer's experience, It changed them from being, how they look to a child, which is literally impossible for Genasi usually. Because Genasis are made from rebirth. So when they die, they come back the same way as they died, or similar. And Seer was never a child when they came to be. However, there might be something that will configure someone into a similar thing that happened to Atticus. So it might be able to transform someone into, let's say, an animal of unknown nature. And if not, changing age is a big factor. So, to basically make this possibly happen, I would need to, and this might make Seer not very happy doing so, set up at least a total of 5 bottles of corpse brew. And let it steep for a week, since we had plenty of time before we had to leave back to the ship.
Yep. A week might be pushing it, but I think you got it, because after this long rest, it's going to be day 10, and you need 2 weeks to get to the ship. So I believe that would give you about 4 days for it to ferment. But if memory serves me right, you can accelerate the process by infusing the drinks with necrotic energy.
Correct.
Yep. So yeah, we can say within the span of 4 days that something will happen. Awesome. With that out of the way, what else are you doing during your long rest? Because that's definitely not going to take a full 8 hours to set up.
Honestly, assessing everybody, because that was an intense battle. I would specifically kind of check on people's physical, punishments. Like Aluya took a big beating, so I try to patch them up. I would check on Eddie, making sure that they're not, melting. Generally, though, I would start with Aluya first, kind of just going right behind them and just patching up any wounds they have.
Now, just to set up the scene a little bit, just like in a hookah bar, I feel like there's one of those curved couches, before the actual hookah. And I feel like at the dead center is Rory, both of his forearms resting on his leg and his head drooping downward as this is all going on.
Oh, I plan to check him too soon.
Yeah, and I feel like there's again static electricity in the air. Hair begins to rise if Eddie's anywhere close. His fur begins to stand up, and red static goes through it like Tesla coils. But yeah, go on, Seer, with Aluya.
Yeah, basically tells the lead is hold still. As I just kind of start wrapping up parts of their body that were hit with necrotic energy, cuts, smashing, injuries, bruises.
I'm gonna say that Oli is not really conscious of the fact that Seer is patching her up. She just keeps staring at Rory.
Yeah, it's the vibe of being told your execution date, that kind of feeling, the depression of a hangman.
And then as you kind of look down, Seer will speak up to you being many of us hold secrets, and many of us hold grudges, many of us hold many things that affect many others. For what you're feeling is normal, especially since you were just in a life or death situation and almost thrown into another one. However, I do want to praise you for being able to de-escalate the situation. I don't know what you did in your past, nor will I ask since, well, unless you're willing to share, it's not my business. But I can tell you on my end that I know how it feels to be accused of something that you did not do.
You're correct. I was accused. No one gave it any second thought. I want to explain to him everything from the beginning of that day. I don't know if I should.
I think it'd be a rare opportunity, actually. I would actually take advantage of it, mainly because, well, he had a reason to hunt you down. He had a reason to chase you down. Means that he knows about the area you're from, who you are, and the people you worked with. So honestly, I think it'd be a good chance to talk.
Aluya just puts her hand on Sears and she'll take, the heat, and she'll just give her a nod, and she'll just gingerly make her way over to Rory and kind of look around at everyone else. I can only give you the information I have. Maybe we can help each other. I just, overall, I'm sorry. I can tell you about that day as best I can. Maybe you might know something that I don't know. If not, I will be quiet.
I think he would just say, You're sorry?
I mean,
Sorry for what? Done nothing.
it's still heartbreaking. I would not wish that on anyone.
He looks you straight in the eyes, and they're cold, as he just says, I had dreams. I had fantasies. And as he just stares at you, it's a 1,000-yard stare, like he's looking past you. Thought of so many ways to end you. It would help me sleep at night. But all those plans, those moments of glory, it feels heavy. And you see his shoulders slump. It feels heavy. And he looks down, and I feel like a couple moments pass in silence before he just says one word, Daisy. Her name was Daisy.
At that, she kind of just gets lost in her head a moment, and then she knows which one of the kids it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Going through your memory.
Mm-hmm.
He has brown hair, and you distinctly remember this child as a dirty blonde who always wore a dress, like a white dress with a blue little sash, and she always had a yellow daisy in her hair. She had a little plump nose, small ears, and she was very thin and I shouldn't say lanky, not lanky. But she always wore white and blue. And you remember her being very inquisitive, questioning, your god, questioning Aeolus' history, asking if things really happened. And whenever you reassured her, she gave you the brightest smile. She was, I would say, 14 at the time. It's just she was thin. I think she was also excellent at puzzles. I want to imagine she always had one of those little log sets that are intertwined with a bunch of different weird pieces that you have to tear apart, put back together.
Yeah.
You always see her. You always seen her playing with that on her free time when she wasn't studying. A good way of exercising her mind.
She'll just kind of get lost in her head a moment and think back on her, and she'll just say as nicely as possible that she was lovely. I remember her. So many questions, but always happy.
And you see him just smile. She was the light of my life, the sun in the sky. Feels so dark without her. Tell me, what happened? What happened?
All right. She'll kind of perk up. She's not trying to hide it from the group. She's just trying to tell her side and just get it out there. Okay, so it was at the end of my studies, before I take my vows, before I became a private. So that the new groups of students come in and to start their studies, and I had a group of my own to just kind of look over it, and most of them were from overseas, and some of them from, Coderosa. And it was fun. They were wonderful kids. They're starting this new journey in their life. And one night in the rec hall, we were just chatting, all of us, and the kids that came from elsewhere, they were homesick. They were just talking about the things they missed, and I wanted to give them a surprise and get them a treat of some sort because, we have the best caramel salted taffy and whatnots by us. And I wasn't gone long. I swear I thought I wasn't gone that long. When I came back to the rec hall before I opened the doors, something seemed off, and then I could smell it. It stays with you, that smell. The door was scorched. The air felt charged somehow, like with electricity. I opened the door and they were there. I saw their faces. It was horrifying. Before I could do anything, say anything, the clergy members, they came. They took one look at me and they saw the rec hall and they took me away. They just were shouting at me that they knew what I had done. but I lost control, and I was tried for their murder. And well, the rest is history. I don't know who did it, or why they put the blame on me. But I'm still so sorry to those parents. I'm sorry.
Like we hear the sound of like distant thunder when you say like sorry again, and we hear like the sound of leather gloves balling into a fist, and he looks at you and just in a weak voice just says, "Stop it. Fucking stop it. Don't need to be sorry. Something you didn't fucking do." He puts his hands and covers his face.
Aluya just kind of swallows a large lump in her throat and glances at him, and she wants to pat him and give him like a reassuring touch. It's just she just rethinks it and just goes to sit down opposite of him.
Spear gives them a pat on the back and then goes back to their work.
All right. Mega, what the fuck are you doing this entire time?
Well, I think partially for security, but also partially because I don't think anybody wants to not wake up the next morning. Eddie is going to be leaving Hedy at the basically serving as the bodyguard to the hookah bar. But I think when he's not chilling though, I think he might just be playing games with Happy.
I need to say, as you rest, can you make me a wisdom save?
Be 14.
I need to stress, what is one repressed memory that tries to claw its way into your dreams?
Yeah, I think especially if this is while he's still awake. I think it kind of opens up a similar memory since he's been in hookah bars before, including back to his home city. He kind of has this vague memory of sitting down smoking on a hookah couch, but kind of maybe turns his head a bit, and it's feeling somebody should be there, and then the image of a sea elven boy appears in his mind's eye, and just blinks, and they're just as quickly they're gone.
Kind of want to imagine that there's a cupcake on the table nearby with a candle that's lit, maybe. Yeah, go right ahead.
Guess I had a little too much.
Hear the ticking of a grandfather clock in the background. I feel that with each tick, your high begins to loosen a bit, giving you bad vibes.
Or maybe not enough.
Kind of want to imagine, what kind of device are you using? A vape, or you're actually smoking from the hookah?
Yeah, I mean, since he's at the bar, just use what you got.
Yeah, I feel as you're oh, not enough. We see a hand, two hands in your periphery, begin to set something up for you. And as you look down, look around, no one's there, but your hookah is ready to go.
Yeah, definitely not enough. And start smoking it.
Yeah, you start smoking it. And as you exhale, we see multiple pairs of just yellow eyes lurking in the smoke. And as you blink, there's more clarity to the scene, but cupcake disappears. The grandfather clock begins to go silent. We just hear a couple dongs indicating that it's midnight.
Is it that late already?
Kind of want to imagine as you look outside on the window, explain, because this is a dream or a vision of sorts, how fantastical is the world outside? What pops from Eddie's subconscious in the background?
I like to think that the outside to him kind of because I would say normally in a more laid back dream. Like, like the outside is just like very kaleidoscopy. But I think like in like something that like veers more toward like a nightmare, like the outside kind of like looks more hazy.
Yeah, it's like a Silent Hills-esque. Like everything's just abandoned, smoke veiling the air. And I kind of want to imagine Eddie walking up to the window, probably vape in hand too, like getting away from the hookah bar, just puffing at it, looking outside, and like right behind you, we see like arms wrapping around you, just these ghostly, smoky arms. They try to embrace you, hug you from behind, but as it makes contact, it just phases through you. You get like a chill down your spine.
Man, something's like real off today.
Yeah, you say that and like you're just smacking your tongue. You got really bad dry mouth, my man. Like really bad dry mouth.
Maybe I ought to drink something.
Yeah. Like, do you touch your tongue at all?
Yeah, I guess if no other reason, like to test. Like, because like your mouth can be like dry for different reasons depending on the situation. So like that curiosity you get, just like do I know why?
Yeah, and just stoners being weird. So you put like finger in your mouth or like touch your tongue, and like as it comes off, like your finger is coated in soot.
Didn't inhale that much, did I?
Yeah, like as you go for water in this room, it feels like you're walking through mud. Looking down, you just see more and more ash onto the ground. And it's getting a little hard to breathe in this room. Your chest is getting really tight. Where's Eddie when you need him?
Eddie, can you open a window?
Yeah, and like the windows burst open, and we just see more smoke taking away that precious air, and along with it, like ashes blowing in, filling the room. Not only are you suffocating, it feels like you're being buried alive.
Wait, no, too much.
Yep, and you come out of it coughing. And over your shoulder, we see Hetty staring down at you.
That explains it. Hetty, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be outside, remember?
Blinks, stares, walks backwards, still keeping eye contact. Towards the door.
It's a bit relieved, as far as having figured out what that was all about. Just like, oh yeah, like Hetty was inside and nobody opened a window, so it's like it was starting to get hard to breathe. Yeah. But I think maybe still maybe a bit uneasy. Just puts down the hookah for a bit and as I said previously, maybe entertains himself a bit by playing a couple of kids games with Happy.
Yeah. You also have Cottonmouth waking up too. All right. You play the kids game with Happy. Out of curiosity, before we move on, what kind of kids game?
I mean, obviously, we're going to be including it's head, shoulders, knees, and tail.
And Happy during the process does make a tail to make this work.
Why can't everyone else do that?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we see in the background Eddie playing heads, knees, shoulders, knees, and tails. Atticus, during the long rest, what are you doing?
So I think Atticus, first of all, since we're back in the red district, is gonna try to keep an eye out of the damage he caused and maybe see if he can make those people's a little more comfortable if he can.
Keep in mind, Atticus, you're fairly certain that your feasting sparked the combats in town. Like everything that transpired, the combats, the walls, everything after you guys defeated the red district was your fault. And
that's why he doesn't always feel guilty, but this situation he does feel a little bit guilty.
Yeah.
And is trying to do as much damage control as he can.
Okay. So, how exactly are you going about this? Do we see Atticus walking the streets or like sitting somewhere?
Again,
talking
it's more
to-
probably prowling nearby rooftops and, just doing what he can when he sees people that are kind of in need.
Yeah. We see a man looking at a bucket on a rope, and he's just going, why can't I grab it? If only it would fall.
And he goes and picks up the man so he can reach the bucket.
Oh, I thought you were going to shoot it down.
I know, but I wanted to spin the tables on you.
Yeah, there you go. So you fucking pick him up and goes, why, thank you. My wife's dead. For some reason, she wanted to start fighting.
Yes, strange.
She was a pacifist, too.
Well, she probably should have learned to fight better.
I miss her. I have 8 kids I have to raise alone now.
I'm gonna kind of sleight of hand, put some gold in that guy's pocket.
How much? A basic 10, like passive, if you can go above it.
I'll put like 30 because he feels a little bit pretty bad.
Yeah, what's in 30? There you go. 24. Yeah, you sneak it in. Like, describe me how you do this.
Well, since I'm already like picking him up, I think it's like as I'm setting him down, I'm just kind of like flip the coins in my fingers, like just slip them into his pocket.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Anything else you do during your long rest? Like we see you just doing good deeds around town.
Yeah. After he does that, Atticus is gonna find a dark corner in the hookah bar. It's a little bit moist, and he's gonna grow some mushrooms.
Oh yeah.
And he's gonna take the mushrooms. They're kind of like an orange color.
Yeah.
Kind of like an internal heat. It almost looks like, and he's gonna grind them up to make some more ammo.
Okay, that sounds good.
After he's done with that and cleaning everything, he'll do a quick like walk around before hanging from the roof like a bat.
I love this scene. So we see like Rory sitting at the hookah bar, head down, Oluya opposite of him, probably like I imagine her grabbing her arm, like in one of those like very uncomfortable like standing positions. Seer, like a doctor, doing an autopsy on corpses and filling them with a strange liquid. Eddie playing heads, knees, and toes and tail with Happy, the sentient calamity, and Atticus just like, I imagine kind of disassembling his gun, fucking making bullets, like maintain. Yeah, cleaning it. So it's just like a very badass scene.
Oh, and also he made sure that, as best he could, that no one saw him helping people.
Make me a stealth, and everyone tell me your passives. No advantage.
27.
No one even noticed you're gone. Like they're having trouble seeing you in the fucking corner, just like doing your fucking gun so silently. Is there any bookkeeping that needs to be done before I move on? Like anything crazy you guys are doing?
Yes, according to my records, Atticus owes Eddie 30 gold.
Yep.
I would assume it's successful.
Yeah. No one has a passive of fucking 27.
No, I'm pretty sure I have the highest, and mine's only 20.
Yeah, you're doing good.
No, I meant the long rest was successful.
Yes, it was successful. Nothing crazy happens. I'm not gonna tear the carpet away from you guys. But like as you guys take your long rest, look out the window, looking towards the Yeld district, you see smoke in the air, like something is happening. And eventually, like Atticus, you're probably the first person to notice. You hear a lot of footfall outside as you see elves looking around, and like you see a woman talking to some random civilian, a human, out on the streets that points towards the hookah den where you guys are in. And we see this woman give a nod and begin to walk towards your guys' building. Unless you guys do anything, eventually we hear a knock at your door.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to notify everyone before she gets there.
Okay, I'll give you guys a couple minutes to talk about it. But yeah, a woman's heading to your door.
There's a strange woman headed this way.
What do they look like?
What can I see about them?
Okay, so with this woman, she is wearing like a medium armor. Like the best way to describe it is there's some like it's half plate. It's half plate, and we see like a bow on her back and like a saber on her side. It seems like she's trained in the military, or at least has experience with dangerous situations.
She seems like she could be trouble if she wants to cause it.
Then it means then we can't just take them lightly. I have a solution if that might help. So I think Eddie can converse with them, and then Atticus, I think if you want to protect Eddie, you find your spot a usual high end, you know?
Yes.
And then I can disguise myself to be anything, so I can be with Eddie as well.
Yeah, so I'll climb up. I'm guessing there's probably like a window at the second story or something that I could climb onto the roof.
Yeah, you can do that.
Main thing, though, we will do this, if you're okay with this, Eddie, is that we try no bloodshed. We already went through a lot, and I think we're already in a good spot to move forward. So, I trust that you can de-escalate things.
I was like, well, if things escalate, I definitely know a way to de-escalate. He taps his gun.
I understand, but no.
Yeah, no.
So Eddie will look at Sirius just like, well, I guess so long as, like, Eddie doesn't think they'll hurt me, I don't think things will escalate.
Yeah, he's guarding the door.
That's why I'll come with you, because then I can also assess. Although I won't come right away. You see Sierra with like an orange potion in her hand, just kind of holding it. If it's someone mysterious and whatnot, and they don't trust us too much, I can change how I look a bit more in detail.
So do you look like a Genasi, or are you
I look like a Luya, but I have the hat on. So if someone reads magic, they could see that I have a magical hat. But the potion will bypass that problem if someone can see you through magic.
Anything else? I'll take that as a no. We hear a knock on the door. Eddie. Seems like Hetty isn't stopping this person.
Okay, so Eddie will just like walk up to the door and open it.
You open it, and you see a woman at the door. She has one of those. Let's say she just has short hair, and it's like gelled back like a ducktail. Yeah, there we go. No, I like that style a lot more. So she has short hair. Her helmet is underneath her armpit, and she looks towards Mega, who you technically have a shield, right? We just don't include it with the flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks towards Moo, looks you up and down, clicks her tongue at the way you look, and throws something at you. Do you catch it, or do you avoid it?
Depends what they're throwing. If it's a knife, probably not.
It's big. It's hard to react. It's not like a sharp object. It's just slightly big.
Hold on. Let me roll a d20 in my brain.
In your brain?
I catch it.
You catch a shield.
The fuck?
Yeah. Just says to you plainly, you shouldn't be in fights without the proper arms. She strides into the room. And I think she looks at everyone in the room, Mavet, Aluya, Mega, or Eddie, and Seer, and just goes, did you save the elves from the Purple District?
Yeah, that was us.
Looks towards Moo for acknowledgement.
Indeed. I try to patch them up.
Gives you a nod. Gets on and, I think she gets on a knee and gives you guys a knight's bow and just goes, I can't thank you enough for what you've done. Thank you. Thank you. On behalf of everyone in town, thank you. You see her gritting her teeth. She's not used to this kind of activity.
Well, we're not finished quite yet, but we were kind of hoping to finish it today.
Slowly stands back up, and she says, I'm glad we're on the same wavelength. That's why I came up here to talk to you. Just arms behind her back. Pleased to meet you. I'm Bellis, previous captain of an elven troop. Before I was captured. Clicks her tongue, looks away. Used to proudly hold up the banner of the Primeval Alliance, but again, hesitating. We were ambushed, captured. Some of us were sold into slavery, some of us into forced labor. The rest were killed. I don't like talking about these kinds of things. But I feel for what I'm about to ask next, it's good you get to know me at least a little bit. May I ask, who are all of you? Atticus, are you still scoping up on the roof?
Well, now, since she moved inside, he's scoping up on the ceiling.
Yeah. I'm not gonna roll me one more stealth, just because this is a new activity. It is not natural to immediately look up when you go into a room. You get the feeling she's just not acknowledging you. It's another one of those embarrassing moments where you think you're hiding really good, but you're really not. It's like you should have hid like towards the corner in the ceiling towards the door, but you did like one of the corners where
I also think part of it is Atticus isn't necessarily trying to hide. He's just not making himself known. It's kind of like his purpose is to make sure if things pop off, they don't go badly. And I think having him known maybe makes things less likely to pop off.
Yeah. Just looks at you, sees what you're about to do. Doesn't say anything, just looks at you.
Now, have we heard of what she's from the Primordial Alliance?
Yeah, the Primeval Alliance, yes. Like, we've, again, don't be afraid to ask me, because I know that I don't shove this kind of shit down your throats, but I have mentioned it a couple times. Essentially, the Primeval
Even though I always
Alliance.
wish.
Yep. Essentially, the Primeval Alliance, is the opposition for your government. They are the enemy. They're
of my government or of the government that arrested us?
The government that's arrested you. The Primeval Alliance is made up of Adontis, which are the elves, Lacus, which are the Triton folk, which would be good old Eddie, and Ispikost, which is made up of Goliaths. Basically, their general mentality is the dead should be respected, not tampered with, and that nature's growth is the duty of all living creatures. Essentially, anti-industrial. But ever since the fall of Drogue Port and the eternal night that's hovered over Giuliano, Giuliano's government has made basically a pact with other governments to essentially take over Adontis, to steal their land, and to basically make food to import to their government. But, it's under the haze of propaganda that, elves are bad people, hippies, go team go. Just a lot of bullshit lies to really push it forward.
All right, in which case, instead, he'll just, look out the door, just, give a thumbs up, good job, Hetty. And then, closes the door.
How much experience do all of you have with any kind of military organization? Ordering troops, giving orders. You've made substantial turns in the city.
I have 61,430.
Days or years?
Amounts of experience.
Instances, got you. And gives you a nod.
I am able to run triages as well as being able to manage large groups of people that can help aid others that are severely injured.
Excellent. And looks towards Eddie.
I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Thinks about the interactions you had with Hetty. Good enough. We have an issue. I first want to say I am thankful for your quick thinking to put up the walls. Prevent casualties. That's good. We managed to avoid great losses to citizens and armed combatants for our side. There is an issue, though. In the old district, those freaks are up to something. I'm actually a little bit worried. And looks towards the old man child. Is that who I think it is?
That little dude's happy.
Feels the wall and if you guys ever do feel the wall, it's very similar to the material it imitates, but if you just put enough pressure in it, you can it feels like rubber. Impressive. Very impressive. I'm not sure about all of you, but I am fucking sick of this circus. I am. Everyone is. I don't wish to hurt these citizens. I don't wish for my men, my women, to die. And I'm sure as hell not going to wait to see what they're cooking up. Information and intel aside, we're in the dark. And unfortunately, I can command troops, but what we're up against, the amount of people, creatures, things outside of that wall, I don't think I can do it efficiently enough by myself. And I sure as hell don't think that none of my men are capable of making tactically sound decisions in combat. So I'm here with a gamble, a bet. Seen what you've done around town. I've seen some of the crazy stunts you've done firsthand. I think you're our only shot. And I think she gets on her knees, puts her head to the ground, and I think she makes a request out of all of you. Would you be willing to help lead us into combat? To kill these fuckers? And I imagine we have like a telltale moment where like time slows down for a moment. Everyone's looking at one another. And this is your choice. Would you like to lead forces into a combat? Or would you like for them to fend for themselves?
Seer's answer is very simple. Basically, Seer would be like, I am not here to slay, I'm here to help. So what I will say is this. For the others, you do as you will, but for I will preserve as much life as possible from all casualties. So I will not go against pushing people out, but I am here as a preserver of life, not a taker.
Winces at that response. If you guys want, you can talk above the table as well. Time's slowing down.
Time is slowing down, Mega.
I wasn't sure if if we were just like in a specifically between Atticus and I, if we were just like in a staring contest of who's going to speak first.
You can say that. You guys are in a little bit of a staring contest. Whoever speaks up, speaks up.
Well, I don't really mind killing, except for the ones in charge of this thing I can't really do anything with, except slap them on the wrist, I guess.
They get the mention of Thimrath. Happy chimes in before the DM forgets to mention this. Yeah, he's pretty dangerous. He can do some very crazy things. I think Bellis, her head tilts one eye looking at Happy at the mention of that. Eddie, you're not going to get hurt, are you?
Like he'll kind of give a dopey smile that's like, oh, come on, little dude. You don't need to worry. I'll never get hurt as long as Eddie's with me. Hikes a thumb over and Eddie just peering over Eddie's shoulder.
I think he says, but he can do what you can do, but better, scarier. He can point at people and turn them to ash. Looks down. And that's pivotal information I'm going to give to you guys just because you guys recruited Happy. Thimrath is capable of the Disintegrate spell, which has a good chance of instantly killing, I believe, anyone in this fucking party if they fail.
Well, you see, little bro, that's the thing. Just because he can do it better doesn't mean we can't work around it, right? All we gotta do is put our heads together.
He's scary. It's hard for me to keep track of him. Just sometimes he's there and sometimes he's not. And again, the last bit of information that I feel like you guys have earned by taking this route is Thimrath is also capable of casting teleport. 2 issues at hand. One very good offensive spell and one very good exit spell. That should be under consideration for whatever you guys do next. But again, that's all I'm only give you with Happy. But the woman is still looking towards you guys as Eddie talks to Happy.
But all that aside, though, looking back over to the, I guess he referred to herself as a former captain. I made a promise to Happy that I would do anything I could to make their dream come true. And that dude's bad news, so I'm gonna make sure he can't get in the way of that.
I hear 1 yes, 1 I'm not gonna kill anybody, so abstain.
Look, I'm playing the doctor role really well.
Yeah, this is a good crossroad. It is leading troops and giving out orders the same as killing people with your own hands. It's a dilemma. I'm very happy with how you're handling it. Atticus.
Well, I'm more than happy to kill those who need to be killed, but You see, there are certain rules against me killing certain people in this situation, so I can't really do it without permission.
Licks her tongue. We don't have time for permission. Now is the time to act. Who do you have an issue with killing?
Unfortunately, I cannot kill Thimreth or my stupid cousin or his big brute of a friend or the little one.
Takes in a deep breath. Then can I at least ask you to help us kill those damn Genasi?
Don't love how you put that, but I will kill the minions. Yeah, no problem.
Good. Gives you a nod. Looks towards Mavet and Aluya. Will you join our cause too? We fade to black with that.
If it will make me fruitful.
Let's assume that Aluya and Mavet have given their answers, and I'm going under the assumption that a majority of the party agreed to this. Like, I imagine that you guys leave the red district, go into the green district, and before you guys is a wall that Atticus set up. It has Gothic architecture, and we see a troop of a good, I would say a good like 50 or 60 elven soldiers that are like prepped up for combat. And as Bellis comes around, she looks back at all of you and just says, "We have a lot of arms in this fight, but I need to be able to direct all of the troops to be cooperative and to use smart tactics. I've seen the teamwork you guys have done in combat. Let's hope that your experience is transferable." And as you guys begin to talk, meet the troops, shake hands, and get ready. But let's talk about your troops. First off, we have the elves that are standing arm, like all wearing blue. We see blue cloaks, we see shields, bunch of crazy shit. Eddie, when you and Hetty entered this district, something strange occurs. Like, I want to imagine, like, we have a camera shot, a camera shot from deep within the alley as you walk by, and we see, like, a corpse from the previous fights that happened yesterday begin to jiggle and move. And as you begin to walk towards these elven soldiers, just looking behind you, you just see 4, then 6, then 8, then 12, then 14, and 20 of these, undead, partially made of smoke, partially made of meat, so fallen civilians and soldiers following your footsteps. As another asset to this war is Hetty.
How does the soldier that is all about the preservation of the natural order react to this army of the undead?
Yeah, she's not very happy. In fact, she does look towards Eddie and Hetty and go, "What is the meaning of this?"
Oh, like, that happened after I put this on? It's kind of like, puts up his hand and displaying one of the rings.
She looks very disgusted, and she bites her lip, looks over towards the wall, through the gate, looks towards the tent that is, like, pushed against the newly formed wall, tightens her eyes, closes them. Damn it all. Will they obey?
Yeah, they've been doing everything I say so far.
And Hetty at that moment makes a gesture with his hand, and all of them bow towards you.
Yeah, like that.
Woodland Court saved my soul, she just mutters under her breath. Deep down, I'm still for the cause. I still fight for the elven rights. Sometimes we have to make an exception. And you see that all the elven soldiers are very uncomfortable at this decision. In fact, you probably hear a few, soldiers deep within the ranks just going, "Oi, this ain't right! This ain't right! Can't have those freaks!" Just yelling from within the crowd. A few others, murmuring in agreement. A couple others just trying to hush them. And a few others just, just whispering, "But we need them. We need them." Seems like just the mere presence of Hetty and his troops have caused a little bit of a discourse within the union of your elven troops. Does Eddie do anything to pacify them?
Just looking over at the group is just like, I totally feel the vibes that you're all putting out, but like, one of the reasons why like all my buds and I came here was to like fix problems like these. We're thinking the problem might just fix itself once we take care of the situation. So like, can you put up with it a little longer?
Persuasion check. This time at disadvantage, just because it's a very core like philosophy with their kind and culture. Unless you have anything to go against that disadvantage.
All Eddie really has is chill vibes. So
chill vibes. Okay.
Where is that? Oh, there it is.
I'll give Eddie some guidance on this, though.
Yeah, good. Just put it out to Moo. Everyone hates you and your kind.
Yeah.
I mean, can you blame them? Like, specifically in this scenario where you're in a prison of a town?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So I don't know, Gray. Do you want the 23 or the 20?
How about you take the middle finger? Damn it.
How about I make it even go higher? It's 28.
Yeah. Fucking. It's good enough.
So
It's good enough.
basically, I just feel like the sheer power of Eddie's chill vibes just like resonates.
Next off, we see people begin to enter. Like from the houses, we hear creaked open doors. We hear the Red District, just an avalanche of footsteps, and you just see like people with torches, pitchforks, like just all sorts of random farming equipment, and you just see a man walk up. And he has a bit of a blue collar kind of vibe about him. He's a little bit slunched over. His hands are super calloused, square hands, bit on the shorter side, but he's built underneath. He has a bit of a vest and like a white shirt, holding up a torch. He just says to you guys as they approach, "You fighting for our town?"
So yeah, that's us.
"You bleeding for us?"
Well, if everything goes according to plan, I mean, we'll be making them bleed for you.
"You opening the gates?"
Well, pretty soon, I guess, because otherwise people can't leave.
And you just hear at like Eddie's response to that, like just like couple cheers, some murmurs, a few like sharp whistles from the crowd. I can't have you fighting alone, can we? We ain't so defenseless. We ain't so weak. I fight for my wife. I fight for my children." And you hear like a couple other people in the crowd like saying the same thing, and even like some of the women in the crowd just saying, "I fight for my children, and I fight for my deadbeat of a husband."
Who somehow still didn't manage to get out of bed this morning.
And don't even get me started. I told them we need to sharpen the axes. We need to get ready. There's gonna be a fight tomorrow. And he's like, "No, I have to have a beer with the boys at the tavern."
Worst off, he didn't even actually make some of the things that he promised days prior. Even though I asked him a week beforehand since we were preparing.
And to top it all off, he never takes care of me after.
Doesn't even look after the kids. Can't trust him to fight my battles. If a woman has to kill a man, she's gonna have to do it herself. But yeah, you just see like, I'm gonna say like a couple hundred people with like the spine to fight with you. Although they're not trained in combat, they're not too experienced with killing people. They want to join the fight. And just, I think the leader, the head honcho of this group, the balls to talk to you, just goes, "All right then, where do we go?"
I think Atticus is going to purposely keep his distance from the army of people that no fighting experience about to go into battle, because I imagine he can just smell the fear coming off of this crowd.
Yeah, it's that mob mentality. A literal mob of people.
And just the smallest hint of urine.
Yep. Atticus, as you walk away, you feel sniffing on your right side, then your left side. Then, like, you feel trunk wrap around your waist and flip you upside down. And, like, coming in real close with two big ivory tusks. It's an elephant. He's just staring at you.
Ready to go get your peanuts.
You hear the horn of its trunk as it just fully extends with you still on it. And
Imagine at this point, Atticus is now standing on the trunk, so he's just like upside down, of course.
yeah, it gets on its hind legs. We hear like the trunk horn, and it slams back on the ground. And right next to like the elephant are two owl bears that lost to arm wrestling competition with Mavet, and they just beat their chest in unison. And finally, let's see. Like, you guys see from the distance. Is that Mavet? No. It's a little bit bigger than Mavet. A lot bigger than Mavet. As you see a big stomp, and another stomp, and another stomp. Like the camera zoomed in on the legs. We see branches hitting the ground. Flat feet, much like an elephant's leg. And as we zoom away and zoom up, we see like these creatures made of branches and trees, vines and moss, acting as their skin. We see these golems walk up to Mega, Seer, and Atticus, and there is a sticky note on the golem, I should say envelope of sorts, that can be opened and looked at.
Although part of me liked the idea of the sticky note, though, just like...
sticky note, yeah. Yeah, we could go sticky note.
Love, Mom.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there like a seal on it or anything?
Yeah, you feel like you've seen it quite recently.
All right, I guess I'll open the letter.
Yeah, and it says, as the header, "Dear sweeties, I have grown so happy of the initiative that you're taking in the town. And I thought I would just lend a hand to my little sweeties. Make sure to tell Mavet that I found his brothers and sisters, and they seem very happy to meet him. Make sure none of them get too hurt, but they are willing to lay their lives down for you. Love, Velma." And there's a heart.
And then Aluya throws up her hands, like swearing up a storm, and just like walks away.
You son of a bitch! How dare you!
I still remember them just screaming, "You son of a bitch! How dare you! How you witch!"
This is the well situation all over again.
I should have never trusted you. I should have never had dealt with you, you piece of crap. Ah.
The main objective of this combat is to either disable, neutralize, or completely annihilate your opposition. Because these people don't want these fucking entertainers in their town anymore. If you guys have motivational speeches, any kind of tactics you guys want to set up or do, now's the time to speak up. You guys have many people at your beck and call.
So I think Atticus will try to, because he's seen some of his relatives do it before battles. He's not really the one that's normally in a full-scale battle like this, but he's going to try and bring down the soldiers' fear, kind of like take it in on himself.
Make me a wisdom save. Wisdom save.
Is that one?
Your troops no longer have fear. And explain this, Atticus, because you went way too far. And I need to stress out, even for the audience, fear is a necessary emotion for self-preservation. It exerts caution. It can help save your life. And that was taken away from these people. Yes, it will help them in the fight, but they'll be a lot more reckless. Animate this.
Atticus is just like, okay, well, I think I'll just give them a little bit of an edge on this fight. And as he starts, he's just like, well, I mean, a little bit more won't hurt, and then a little bit more. And pretty soon he just is kind of his eyes almost roll back as he's just didn't expect there to be this much of it, and it kind of like breaks the floodgates, and it all just kind of rushing in really fast.
All right, just to list off your troops, you got 50 elven soldiers, 20 smoke genasi, 200 people in a mob, 3 animals, 10 golems.
And afterwards, Atticus is just ripped because of all the power he's absorbed.
Because we didn't address this last time. Make me a history check here.
Okay. As my throat died.
Mm-hmm.
I will flash of genius stat to make it at least a 14.
14. I can give you this much. Obviously, with the last encounter, You've seen a fire genasi breathe fire. Even with tools in hand, with alcohol or oil or whatever he used, that was still not natural. Something is wrong with these genasis. They're augmented in some way.
So in other words, Seer has a reason to investigate the area, or investigate further into it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Seer will keep that in mind and make that actually one of their priority goals.
But yeah, I feel like it's getting towards the crack of dawn. We see smoke in the air, specifically from the Yale district. What do you guys do to prepare? I'm going to allow you guys just a couple things to set up. You guys have done this. Like, how do you guys want to organize your troops? What do you want to set up? Palisades, more walls, traps? Do you want to bait them in? Or are you going to be breaching outwards? What's the tactics you guys are going to use?
Now, so how much time do we have?
I'm going to say we have an hour before everything breaks down. It's a good time to get the troops ready, set anything up. If you guys have anything crazy you want to do, now is the time.
I'm going to have Rascal go scout ahead.
Over the wall?
Over the wall.
Is he... Okay, I need to ask a couple clarifying questions. Just up in the air, out in the open?
Not out in the open. They're a stealthy little creature.
How are they getting away from open view? That's the biggest question I have in mind.
Well, they wouldn't just do an overview fly. They would basically kind of fly to the closest thing that they could just kind of get close to, and then kind of peek over corners, and then jump to the next area. They kind of just peek over corners. Basically, just hop to hiding spot next to next.
Make me stealth check.
They disguise themselves as a Chinese balloon.
Anything you'd like to do, because bad shit's about to happen to your familiar. Anything.
Let me look at my spells. Can I justify myself casting the enhance ability on my familiar to at least give it another roll?
Didn't say it beforehand, but I'm a very nice GM. I am. Very, very nice DM. If you're spending that resource, I'm not gonna stop you.
I will burn the resource.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Wow. Watch me roll another 6. That's an 18.
Yeah, no one has a high enough passive to look it over. So let's give you some information. How's that sound? Make me a perception check.
I will do it as Rascal.
Yep.
Come on, Rascal.
You see that there's a lot of hastily made mounds of clay, and it seems like they made cheap furnaces. And as you take a closer look, you see they're coating their weapons in something. That is the most information I can give you.
Sucky too, because I have a passive perception with Rascal of 16. Wah. What I will have Rascal do then is keep watching them for a little bit longer.
Yeah, this is what I want you to do. If you want to get more information, I will allow another stealth check, and then you can make an investigation and give you more information. If that sounds good for you. Otherwise, what you're doing right now, you're not going to gain more information.
I'll have them do another stealth check since they have the stealth ability.
Okay.
And then I'll do the investigation.
Yep. Make a stealth and then do investigation. Wow. Rascal who? With a natural 2025.
Question is, do I roll investigation through Rascal or through my character?
I would assume through Rascal.
Okay, Rascal, you're not a smart thing, but you can at least make things work. 13. At least it's not too bad.
You see that at what they're coating over their weapons seems to be very strange. In fact, Rascal investigates the liquid and where it's coming from, and sneaking around the base. Animate this for me.
Rascal, basically making their body almost like flesh to the wall or ceilings or whatever is the location they're at, and they don't clink or claddle. They just kind of do a quick spider crawl across areas, and they don't really have eyeballs exactly, kind of like the bolts, but the bolts will move, kind of to trying to see where everything is. And more importantly, but they're keeping their mouth shut as they just kind of are now just staring at these strange weaponry. And they move a little bit closer to the point where maybe they might be able to see more intricate details, the color, what maybe is the main component of what coats these weapons.
I was going to say, before I make the reveal, Mega Atticus, is there any kind of preparations you would like to do? So I kind of want to keep the suspense on that, because that's a good finisher right there.
You know what? I think Eddie would take a little extra time to figure out the capabilities of the Hetty army specifically.
Mm.
Because he knows what Hetty can do, but he isn't sure what the air quote troops can really do, or at least like what they are capable of, I should say. The minions of the Hetty army.
Yep. Okay. What they're
Because he knows what Hetty can do, but
So here's what they're capable of doing. You take a closer look at these creatures, and their capability is just their resilience, them as a meat shield. It doesn't seem they're too dexterous. They can make simple slams and slashes. And I want to say, Eddie, you're smart enough to realize how horrifying this is in a war setting. Specifically, like, just tapping into a sentient calamity following a battlefield. The idea of one side being able to bring back not only their fallen allies, but fallen foes and direct them. You have a feeling even if you're losing, you're gonna gain more troops. Now, the only concern during this combat isn't losing these abominations. It's about Hetty getting hurt. Because yes, Eddie, the Echo Knight, isn't going to die. But you guys were capable of destroying whatever Hetty is now. You were able to destroy it before with the Purple Genasi amalgamation. And the same applies to whatever Eddie is using as its host. Biggest thing is not breaking off that link. You want to keep it strong. We see smoke trail around the body. So long as he stands, victory is assured. At least for the party. It might be a Pyrrhic victory for the citizens if they all die.
I'm just thinking it's a great combination with the fact that now none of them have fear.
Yeah. So you just have a weird sensation, Eddie, that something isn't right. Like with these people not having fear, with the natural ability to raise the dead, this might turn into a nightmare that might just unfold in reality for you.
I'm just thinking of an outsider showing up to this battle, seeing an undead army with these giant tree monsters and people with no fear running at a bunch of entertainers. I don't know how we look like the good guys in this situation.
Yeah.
Look, the entertainment industry is rough. It's a very dog-eat-dog kind of industry.
Genasi world.
Being a necromancer is much more humane.
Have good health benefits. And life insurance. But yes, Eddie, is there any kind of preparations that you want to make? You did uncover a bit of information. If you want to leave that as your little preparations investigating your subjects, that's perfectly fine for me.
I think the one last thing related to that. It's how well do they seem to see?
Not at all. They seem like they're blinded. I would say they're relying on guidance, but doesn't seem like they're fully aware of what's around them. They don't seem to actually be looking around. They are just following strict orders. And if those orders were to stop, they'd probably be in a stasis of sorts. Like, these are puppets that need to be commanded.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's good to know. I already have a few ideas for when things actually go down, but I just needed to know that kind of stuff.
Yeah, just keep it going on in your head. Atticus, what are you doing to prepare? I should probably even go so far as to ask Moo, are you what troop are you going to attribute yourself to? You might not be leading them, but what would I pair you with? Because you got the common man, you have the elven soldiers, you have the circus animals, the golems, and Hetty.
So I actually would. I think in this case, that's what makes it funny in my end. It's I want to not help anyone. So it's I understand why you guys are angry, but you're telling me that you're going to kill all my people.
Mm.
So if I'm going to have to pick one, sadly, it'd be either the common folks or the elves, since I can actually help do triage.
Okay. Yeah, this is just going to be important because I want like reference points of where all the players are during this clusterfuck. But yes, that's important. Eddie, I assume you're going to be with Hetty. Come as a pair.
Yeah, plus, just the easiest way to make sure that as you stated, the link doesn't break.
Yeah. Atticus, what are
I'll
you
be
doing?
with the animals. After seeing my effect on the humans, I think I'm going to stay away from them.
Okay. Any kind of preparations you make? Because the elephant, the apes are getting a little angsty whenever they look towards the gate.
Well, I guess I would see if I could make like makeshift armor, especially for the elephant.
Oh,
like,
that's
hang
badass.
some find like broken pieces of wood and metal and just kind of like attach it to him and maybe put some like sharp things on his tusks and stuff like that.
Write that down for me because that'll be important later. Because during this combat, like all of the tokens you see can be lost during this encounter. You can lose the golems, you can lose the animals, you can lose the elves, the mob, you can even lose Hetty. This is going to be a hell of a fucking combat. But you guys are paving the way to attack Thimreth at the core. Now, let's flash back to Rascal to finish off with. You begin following along, and your familiar goes to like not the big tent, not the big circus tent that got pulled like in between the blue and the green district and the yellow district, making a clusterfuck of a triad. No, it's a small tent, and you see like like an apothecary type of person. They have a long jacket, a bunch of vials, and he has like a bucket in one hand and a bag in the other. And as Rascal follows and creeps, we see like this person is a stone genasi, or I should say earth genasi, because they have earthy skin with cracks and fissures on their cheeks and hands, dust that constantly comes off as they walk, and I'd say cornrows for hair. And as you follow, we just see his hulking back blocking whatever he's doing. We see like a pair of vice grips go in, and after a few moments you hear a scream as a tooth gets yanked out, thrown in the bucket. Another tooth gets yanked out, thrown in the bucket. We see a spurt of red and crimson go against the tent fabric. After all is said and done, we see like a glowing yellow elixir, perhaps a poison, a solvent, something gets poured into the bucket with the teeth, and we see it sizzle as it turns into a liquid. And as the Earth Genasi turns around with a vice grip around a tooth. No, that's a fang. And looking at the person tied to the chair without any teeth in his mouth is an elf. And I want to say like a greenish liquid comes out like drooling over his lips, dripping down his chin. And we see the teeth go from baby teeth into adult teeth, slowly growing back, and it seems extremely painful as he's like tied to the chair, like banging his feet around, moving his body around, and screaming as these teeth regrow. And you see fangs begin to pop out once more. Seer, what kind of connection do you have with your familiar? Do they have to tell you directly, or do you just know?
In this case, I just know.
Yeah. In this scenario, this is very reminiscent of Atticus. This is very reminiscent of Thimreth. You have a strong feeling, you don't even need to check for this, that this is a part of one of their kind. And it seems like Thimreth is using his teeth for something. Then it kind of hits you when you first met Happy, how Thimreth was keeping him under control by starving him. And you look at the weapons, and you remember that most of the material in this city is made of Happy. Then it dawns on you. They're creating weapons that can go through Happy. I think we'll end there.
This has been House Common Blood, the intro and outro music by Savik, Oh My Dog. Any music and sound effects used in the episode are royalty-free. Credits can be found in the episode description. Please review us on whatever podcast listening app you happen to be using, and if you like us, tell other people. Word by mouth is best way for us to grow. Thank you for joining us. Aeolus guide you.